Hikeslam is a content creator who documents solo hikes in deep isolated forests, but one night, what started as another peaceful overnight trip turned into something far more unsettling. In this video called Creepy Night in the Woods, if you listen closely, you'll hear why some people think he wasn't alone out there. The video starts out pretty simple. Hikeslam parks his car near a dirt trail and heads off into the woods with his camera. The sun is fading and he's planning to camp overnight. You can hear the crunch of leaves under his boots, the kind of sound that only gets louder when everything else goes quiet. He jokes about being alone, laughs it off in the silence, but he's already unsettled. You can tell from his tone he's trying to sound calm.
So the hike's been awesome so far. I mean, I've only been out for about half hour. River behind me, really pretty day. As I was walking up, I saw some trash in the trail and I came across this.
About 2 minutes into the video, he finds trash on the trail that seems to be written on by some other human being out in the forest with him.
Some writing on some of this garbage. This one. Hangman is coming down from the gallows. Song lyrics. Other weird things. Well, hopefully I don't get murdered out here.
Hikeslam ventures deeper into the forest to find a better camp spot for the night. A little further up the trail, he finds more trash that has been written on, and he even finds something a little more disturbing.
The weirdness continues. What the hell? And there's a dead duck here. A very long note.
He sees a campsite about 20 yards away from him, and he assumes that this is the person doing all the weird stuff in the forest.
Okay, I'm almost at the shelter, which was going to be my camp spot for the night. That scene back there really freaked me out though. The sun's going down. I'm gonna get to the shelter, reassess the situation, and see what I think about this whole deal. I'm a little out of breath because I'm trying to put as much distance between me and that sketchy camp spot back there as fast as possible. So, okay, I'm gonna press down to the shelter and then reassess. Okay, well that was really weird. So as I was hiking toward the shelter, still considering what I was going to do for the night, these two women were hiking in the opposite direction. They had a little dog with them. They asked if I had seen the guy who was leaving the notes. I said he has a campsite down by the river because I could hear the fire going. I could see where his tarp was set up. He was actually just sitting on a rock down there. They were shocked I was still considering camping out there, but I decided that I didn't really feel like it, and plus they said that they were kind of freaked out and asked if I would go with them and walk past his campsite so they could get back to their car. So I did, and then when I got back to my truck, I went over to the other side of the road, drove up like a Forest Service road, and I'm actually on the Appalachian Trail, just going the opposite direction. So instead of going south, now I'm going north. But I'm just gonna find the closest camp spot to where I'm at because the sun is going down, and set up camp and yeah, settle in for the night. All right, let's get going.
Hikeslam explains that two women with a dog came up to him asking if he knew where the strange man that was leaving all the trash and notes on the trail was. He told them he saw the man's campsite a little further up the trail. The women ask Hikeslam if he can walk them back to their car. He agrees and walks them back, passing by the strange man's campsite. He says the man was just sitting on a rock. Hikeslam explains once he got back to his car, he drove across the road to a different trail because he was so spooked by the man he encountered from earlier. Hikeslam explains that he's going to find the next campsite and settle in for the night because the sun is already starting to set.
All right, approaching the shelter here. There's definitely nobody here. I think there's a knit cap there. Pretty clean. Shelter log. Pretty cool fire area there. It's set up kind of like a fireplace angled toward the shelter for heat, which is pretty neat.
Hikeslam settles in for the night after he found a new shelter, but this is not where all the creepiness ends.
Man, wow, what a day so far. Woo. Well, I still have a little bit of light. I'm going to set up my tent. I don't want to sleep in the shelter. Shelters can sometimes have a lot of spiders, mice, rats, that kind of thing. They'll chew through your gear or eat your food or whatever. So I think I'm just going to find a nice camp spot, maybe back behind the shelter, set up my tent, find some firewood, and then probably have some dinner. All right, time to get going.
After Hike Slam enjoys his dinner, he starts looking in that journal that was left in the cabin.
I hang out by the fire. Almost every shelter on the Appalachian Trail has a shelter log where people write in their trail names and what's going on. They can write whatever they want in there. So it's kind of cool tradition here. So let's see what this one says. Little engine.
He starts reading a few pages out of the book, but then he realizes something really disturbing.
Holy crap. Wait a second. Hold on, I'm gonna adjust the camera here. This writing looks almost exactly like the writing that was on that garbage a couple of miles from here. Let's see if this makes any sense. Sorry if the lighting's bad. I'm just gonna see what it says. Cleaned the outhouse. Picked up trash. Collected wood for others. See Charlie Daniels' Simple Man lyrics, which I used in 2013 Facebook post, and note the rope I found with the silicone sealant can 2 miles south of that. I left it on a stump. In 2018, while I was incarcerated at the Okaloosa County Jail. What the heck? In solitary confinement, I figured the following out. Refer to Isaiah 28:15 through 9.
Hike Slam realized that some of the pages that had been written on in the journal match up perfectly with the writing he found on the garbage earlier. After reading a few sentences, Hike Slam realizes that the person writing these disturbing messages has been to jail, thus disturbing Hike Slam even more. What makes it even creepier is that Hike Slam is currently miles away from where he encountered the campsite where the man was earlier that day. This means the man writing down the strange messages clearly knows his way around the trails.
Emergency press conference. So I thought it would be a fun little thing to look at the Johns Hollow shelter log. That's where I'm staying, Johns Hollow shelter. And just check out trail names and what people's experiences were on the trail. And it was fun at first. But man, once I came across that guy's writing, it was so weird. It was like, I felt like I don't know, the plot continues or something. You open it up and it's like, that writing looks familiar. Oh my gosh, it's the same writing as that guy that's 3 miles away that I hiked this far away to get away from the dude. And now, yeah, man, I guess he was just here a few days ago. Ranting, it's like music lyrics and political stuff and, you know, talking about people leaving trash and just weird rants and Bible quotes, and it's just like all over the place. Kind of sketchy, kind of weird. It's just really weird to have that feeling of like relaxation, like I'm away, I'm here, I'm hanging out in the woods by myself, and then to read that, it's just kind of like, oh, that's a little odd. At least he seemed to be settled down for the night in his weird camp spot there by the river. So I feel like he's not going to come up here. Hopefully. We'll see. But yeah, all right, I'm going to stop drinking the whiskey and switch back to water just in case I got to have my wits about me. And let the fire burn down, douse it with some water from the stream, and then I'm going to head off to bed. All right. Dude, what the hell is going on here? I'm in the shelter. I'm packing up my stuff to go into my tent. And they have these things that they put in shelters a lot to hang your food bag from, so like mice can't get to it. Look at this one. What do you know? Same handwriting as the one in the book and that garbage on the trail from that same dude. So it says, watch out for yeet mouse. The dead do walk and talk. Like, what the hell is going on?
Slam says after he read that message, he's so creeped out he can't sleep. He's so paranoid he's watching the hill in front of the tent to see if there's any light or movement so he can leave as fast as possible.
Okay, I'm out on the trail. It's the middle of the night. I was down in my tent, not asleep, kind of just like lying there staring at the tent walls, listening to all the sounds, and then I heard somebody down by the shelter. So at first I had to convince myself it wasn't what I thought I heard, but it definitely was somebody down there. So I didn't even wait to see or go down to see who it was, see if it was like a bunch of teenage girls or something. I don't know. I was just like, I am getting out of here. So I packed up all my stuff and I packed it up very quickly. I don't think I left anything behind, and I just walked past. As I walked past, I did look. It did look like a single guy hanging out in the shelter. He had a headlamp on. All I could really see was the light from the headlamp, so I could have been wrong. But man, it was yeah. So I don't know. I just got out of there, and like that's the thing. It's like it was probably a guy who was out like me, like out and wants to just go camping or spend a night out. Beautiful night. But I wasn't gonna hang around. I don't know.
It's good that Slam left whenever he felt disturbed. Who knows what could have happened to him if he stayed any longer. Whether it was the creepy man leaving all the messages along the trails or just another camper, it's good to know Slam made it home safely that night. And if you ever go out in the wilderness alone, remember, the darkest part isn't always what you can't see. It's what you feel when you're being seen. The English Woodsman, also known as Daniel, is a channel focused on wild woodland and stealth camping based in the UK. In this video, he says he's going to do a little bivvy bag camping, but as the day goes on, his day seems to take a turn for the worst. Around 6 minutes and 3 seconds into the video, you can hear some strange noises in the forest.
And they've got these here. They're very old, them.
He walks further along, clearly not noticing any of the strange noises. This is one of the first weird things to happen in this video, but there's more to come. He stops at a bush on a fence to do some geocaching before he moves on and find a camp spot for the night. A little further along, he finds a bush with berries on it, and you can hear something in the background. He finds a spot to hunker down for the night, and he says the sun is setting, so he better do it quick. He points out that someone has been here recently since there's a burnt out fire next to a tree. He takes a seat next to the tree and just starts talking to the camera for a little bit. He makes his dinner and starts to eat, but he hears some strange noises a little later on.
We're going to be out Friday night, but I'm going away Saturday, so I've got a bit of a drive as well, so I didn't want to be tired, and it's going to throw it down Friday night as well, and rain camping is really good. Is that a badger? Hello?
Visibly shaken by the noises he just heard, he gets up and starts to investigate. He shows a full 360 of his surroundings and explains that a few yards past the bushes there's a group of kids playing football. He explains that he doesn't think it's them because they're too far away and the noises he just heard were super close to him. He says the noises he just heard had to have been in front of him, but he did not see anything.
I'm going to put it down, there could just be something behind me here. But it sounded like human footsteps. Let's finish my coffee. I do not want my brain to start overthinking at all. I want to play that back and see if I heard that on the camera when I was recording, talking about going away this Friday.
He takes a seat and decides to rewatch the video to see if he got the footsteps on camera, this disturbing him even more. At first he thought it was a badger, but now he thinks it's a human that's stalking him.
Let me know in the comments below what that sounded like, because I'm convinced it sounded like someone were walking past me very, very clearly as day, that one. You know, your brain thinks crazy stuff, and you have to try to tell yourself, look, just calm down, get over it. It was just a noise. It could have been anything.
A little bit later, while he was cooking his noodles, he hears the footsteps start back up again.
There's that noise again now. Hello? Hello? You got to better hear that. There's nobody here. And it sounds like someone's just walking around. I can handle it. Won't. Can you wear it? How can I use that? It's like it's just there.
He sits down and finishes his noodles, but he's so paranoid he's always looking around him to see what that noise was coming from.
Bloody hell, they're hot. I'm listening out for noises now.
After the sun sets, he explains that he's so unnerved he doesn't know if he'll stay the whole night. He decides to stay and sets up his sleeping bag.
You know, you see other things on YouTube as well. Try not to let things put you off. Go with a friend or a family member, you know, just somebody with you. I'd be a lot calmer, well I would have been earlier, if there's somebody with me. I said that already. You just can't let some things get to you. I say that, but if he started doing it again, I'd be convinced and I'd probably go back over in that field somewhere. I just didn't like it, that's what it was. The unknown, let's say. But yeah, get out and be that person. Take a friend with you. Get out camping. Just be responsible, take your stuff with you. Don't have no crazy fires setting fire to things. Just be respectable.
He finally lays down and goes to bed, but this is not where the creepiness ends.
I've just heard the noise again, but not as much. I didn't want to turn the camera on, okay? It was just like a quick... I don't like it in here. Everything's just telling me no, honestly. I need to know what this sound is. I'm going to be honest. I can't stay here now. I'm going to be a wimp. I don't care if people call me a wimp in the comments, but I can't stay here. I'm too unsettled. I'm nervous. I've done camping like this load of times. I think I'm going to go find somewhere else to get this bivvy set up. But I'm leaving this spot. Like now.
He decides it's better to be safe than sorry and heads out for the night, not returning to any other camp spots in this area.
But I'm still going to upload this video to show people sometimes things do happen, and this happens. And I know full well you lot heard that sound as well, twice at least. Hopefully I'll see you next time, once I've had a couple of weeks break from this. Thanks for watching this pointless video.
We still don't know if he was or wasn't in the woods alone that night. It's good that he decided to leave instead of waiting around for another noise lurking in the trees. Field Days is an Australian YouTube creator named Matt Fields who makes high-intensity outdoor adventure and survival videos, often filming himself alone on remote beaches or islands with almost no gear. After being told the cave was haunted by one of his friends, he challenged himself to do his solo camping mission in this haunted cave. He says it's safe to say it's by far his scariest video on his channel, and his experience in this cave still gives him goosebumps to this day. He mentions that there's a man-made ladder and that's how you enter the cave. He says his friend had a super uneasy feeling when he went down the ladder and into the cave. It felt like he was being watched and he had shivers going down his spine. He says he's going to try as hard as he can to stay in this cave all the way overnight until morning. I can assure you something creepy does happen in this cave.
A car park over there, so I think people come, they have a look at this cave. I don't reckon anyone's ever slept in it before, but this is it. This is the entrance to the bedroom for the night, and it is not what I expected at all. Quickly have a look at this.
He shows off the cave he's going to be sleeping in overnight. He ventures down the man-made ladder deeper into the dark cave. He says goodbye to the sunlight one last time before going deeper into the cave.
God, the size of it. This is just the entrance of the cave here. And then obviously it just goes back into the darkness there. Look at that. There's big cracks which just continue down by the looks of it. Haven't been down there yet, but just have a look at this. Full on stalagmites hanging off the roof. These big vines that just continue all the way up to the top there. This is insane. Okay, looks like we're going in. Let's see if we can make our way down. And then we're going to continue. It looks like it goes around that dark hole. So we're just going to go down that dark hole, see where we end up.
The deeper he gets into the cave, he says the more unsettled he feels. He understands why his friend felt the same way he does now. He throws his bag to the ground and decides it's time to crawl into a deeper hole.
Oh, what's that? Okay, that's a bought mission. That's not for a human. That gets really small and hectic. Okay. All right, so it definitely doesn't seem like I'm gonna fit down the other end of that hole. Tell you what, mate, if you were claustrophobic, you'd be having a nightmare right now. It's pretty hard to breathe. It's very humid. The air's like really thick, humid in here. But that hole ain't going. I'm not going down there. If I get stuck, ain't no one pulling me out, so we'll get out of here.
He sits down for a moment and explains that he heard two noises that really put him on edge.
Two noises which I've heard, which completely, the second noise, I had goosebumps from my head to toes. I'm talking a sound I've never heard it before in my entire life. It had to have been a bat, it had to be something, but it's just not. It's just something I've never heard before. Very strange sound. The first one was a rock falling. Way over there somewhere there was a rock which it just sort of like, it just rolled for ages and then it sort of just hit another rock on the bottom. But the second sound, I froze, man. I was like frozen, like I couldn't move. I was just waiting for something just to like whack me. It's just strange, very strange feeling in here. But when my mate said he's being watched, I'm feeling that feeling. I am 100% feeling uneasy in this cave right now. It's only 8:30 at night and I'm not feeling comfortable, I'm not gonna lie, but at the same time it's just a cave. It's just anything else. So pretty getting a little bit hungry. I might dig into those baked beans, start a little fire and see where the rest of the night goes. Alright, so a fair bit of time has passed. We're still sitting here. Two extremely weird noises I've heard now. One, I swear to God it was the ladder that I come into the cave on. It was swinging. Now, I think I'm just tripping balls, but I swear to God it was the ladder swinging. And second thing is just that weird sound I heard again. It's just a very strange noise, but can't really put my finger on what it is. I don't think it's bats. I don't know what it is. But anyway, it is about 11 o'clock at night right now, and we are gonna dig into the baked beans.
It's been a couple hours since the first noise, but now he says he's heard someone coming down the ladder, or the ladder swaying around. At this point, it's almost hit midnight, and he's gotten pretty hungry, so he decides it's time to eat his beans.
That is beautiful. Baked beans in a haunted cave. Oh my fucking God. That was the sound. That is the sound. Did you hear that? Look at my arms. I got full goosebumps.
He hears the sound of the ladder moving once again, and is even more shocked to hear it this time. He gets goosebumps and is super afraid now.
It's the chains moving when I climb down the ladder. It's a big, heavy, thick chain. Wind can't move that. I really hope you guys heard that chain move just then. It is 100% now. I heard it before. I'm 100% certain it's the chain that I walked in, that you climbed down into this cave on. It's moving. Now, you can't move that chain with wind. It's way too heavy. There is no wind coming in here. There's no wind even forecast. Holy shit. Oh my fucking God. You must have heard that just then. Look at my arms, dude. Oh, this is fucked. The only thing it can be, like, this is a public cave. People can come in this cave. The thing that's strange, it's like 11 o'clock at night. Why would anyone come in here? And the chain moved but didn't. Like, if you're gonna walk down the chain, it will swing the whole entire way. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna swing, but this isn't swinging. This is just moving, rapidly moving, and stops. It's the third time it's happened now. And I'm almost about to abort mission, but I've got the only way up is that chain.
At this point, he's very paranoid and decides it's time to get out of here. It's a good decision to make, rather than waiting around for whatever came down that chain to come and find him.
It's not normal. It's definitely not a normal sound, and I'm scared shitless. I'm not gonna lie. That sound, it was not normal. It's probably about 2.5 hours after I checked in with you guys, so it would be around 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, and that sound was not normal. I'm getting out of here. Yeah.
He makes it back to the ladder and remembers that it's his only way out. He explains why it shouldn't have been shaking so hard.
Something has to move this, and it has to move it because a rock fell and rolled all the way down here somewhere. So something was moving this chain 3 times in a row. I got no idea what it could have been. Can't be the bats. So these bats are active. They're everywhere, but they're too small. I don't know. I don't want to go. I don't want to leave this cave. I want to stay here and do the whole night, but that noise was just...
He makes the decision to sit by the ladder and wait and spend the night there. He doesn't really want to leave because he doesn't want to seem like a wimp to his viewers.
Okay, I'm going to make a decision to stay in here for the whole entire night. If I quit now, I'm going to be pissed off at myself. I will be really angry. So I'm going to stay here. I'm just freaking out a little bit because of just because my mate, what he said, and then the sounds and the chain wiggling doesn't make any sense to me at all, but at the same time, it's like, it's not real. So whatever, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay in here till the sun rises. What I'm doing right now, this is the chain just here behind me. So this is the entrance kind of thing. The hole is just up here up behind me. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to sit here for the rest of the night, lean up against this wall. There's my bag. I'm just going to lean up against that wall there, and I'm going to stay close to the entrance of the ladder because that sound I heard before, it is, I can't even describe it. You can't make that sound. I'm not saying it's a ghost or anything. I don't really believe in that stuff, but it just scared the absolute heebie-jeebies out of me. So I'll sit here, try to get a little bit of sleep, but the sun rises in about 4 hours, 5 hours, so we're not too far off completing our mission. Okay, it is up around 2:30 in the morning right now. I've heard that sound again. So the only way I can describe this noise, it's between a cat hissing and it sounds like human voice. Like, I'm not even joking. It sounds human-like. I can't even make the sound with my mouth. It's an extremely weird sound, and as soon as you hear it, you just get riddled with goosebumps. Like, I'm talking riddled. I've built up the confidence. I've walked around the cave. I'm trying to walk in the direction of the sound, and I've been looking around for, I don't know, the good part of 15 minutes now. I can't see any like cat eyes. I can't see any movement. I can't see anything. It's just really strange sounds. The one thing that I have found is a little bit of liquid on this 2:30 in the morning mission.
The daylight arrives and he finally decides to make the choice to get the hell out of that hole. He climbs up the ladder he heard swaying all night and finally makes it back up to the ground level.
There it is. There's the cave we just spent the night in. Some extremely weird sounds. I just can't justify or think about what could have moved that steel ladder last night. Happened 3 or 4 times. Happened 4 times. Hopefully you guys can hear it on camera. One of the times the chain moved enough that a rock fell from the top to the bottom. Now, do you tell me what's big enough to move that chain? Because I'm out here completely alone. There is no cars, there is no one here, and that happened at around midnight. So there is a car park. This is a cave where people can access, but why would anyone come and shake a chain and just disappear? It's a mission to get here. Took me hours to walk here yesterday, and I've got hours to walk back today. So look, we did it. I'm alive. No such thing as ghosts. Maybe there is. What shook that chain? What makes the sounds in that cave? I've got no idea, but that is a feeling that'll keep you alive. And this is the exact feeling that I'm talking about yesterday. Taking no water, doing something completely different, getting out of your comfort zone. This is the feeling that I'm talking about. Once I've got a cold glass of water in my hand, hot, cold water, I don't care. It's gonna be bloody good, but look, we made it.
He accomplished his mission in staying the full night in the cave. Even though some creepy things happened, he still did it the whole night through. Thank you guys so much for watching another video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you like scary stories or disturbing videos, I post every Friday. Thank you all and have a good day.